This is question number 2 on the November 2014 calculator paper. Okay, the question starts off by saying the scatter graph shows information about 10 pine cones from the same tree. It shows the length and width of each pine cone. Okay, so here we have a scatter graph. This should be pretty straightforward to you. Part A says describe the relationship between the length and the width of the pine cone. Now, if you've done questions on scatter graph, this should be pretty straightforward. You should know exactly what to do and exactly what to write in here. And you could write a sentence describing the relationship, or you could simply indicate what type of correlation it is. If I actually put my pencil across here, right, by just doing that, I've actually covered all the points up. You could see the general trend is upwards from left to right, so that's going to be a positive correlation, and that's what I'm going to write in the answer space. Positive correlation. Okay, that is pretty straightforward, and I'll pick you up that mark. Let's look at part B. Part B says another pine cone from this tree has a length of 8.4 centimeters. Estimate the width of this pine cone. So they've given us the length of a particular pine cone from this tree, and they want us to use the graph to estimate the width of the pine cone. And in any scatter graph question, you will always have to draw a line of best fit. That's something you need to expect to do and always do. Okay, so we've got the points. As we showed before, there's a positive correlation. I'm going to zoom in on this so we can actually see it in best detail. Okay, so here's my scatter graph. I'm going to draw my line of best fit, and I'm going to try to make sure it goes through the center of most of the points. I need to have about an equal number of points above as below it. Okay, so I have about 4 of them there, and below it I have quite a few there. So if I lower my line, wiggle it around a bit, you can see 4 there, and there are about 5 there, so this is okay. I'm going to lower my ruler down and draw my line of best fit. There isn't an exact answer, but you need to make sure that your line of best fit goes through the center of the data of all the points, and you have about an equal number of points above and below it. Okay, so there's my line of best fit. In the question, remember it said another pine cone from this tree has a length of 8.4 centimeters. Its length is 8.4 centimeters. So back to the scatter graph, I need to find 8.4 length. So there's 8, there's 9. Now there are 10 tiny squares between 8 and 9, so 8.4 is going to be there. And I'm going to use my ruler and draw a line up from 8.4 to the line of best fit, and then across to this axis. Make sure you do draw those lines in. It is really important, and do take a great deal of care reading the scale. Now this scale here is slightly different. Okay, this goes from 6 to 7. There are 10 tiny squares going through, so let's just check 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5. So that there is 1, 2, 3 tiny squares, so it's going to be 6.3, right? I need to make sure I indicate that in my answer space, and 6.3. As I indicated, the lines of best fit. There isn't an exact answer, and as a result, the mark scheme accepts anything from 6.1 to 6.4 for this. As long as you've drawn a line of best fit that goes through the center of most of those points, you will get something in that range. As I said, the mark scheme accepts anything from 6.1 to 6.4. This is a very common type of question. Make sure you can do it and get full marks in it.